If you feel like Bill Burr is a legend, write legend in the comments. Why? I do. I feel like Bill Burr is hilarious. I've met a couple people who don't like him, but we don't care. We're not here about the people that don't like him. We're here for the people that actually like Bill Burr. Now, this is something I've never seen. It's called How You Know the N-Word is Coming. Based off the title, I know it's going to be interesting. Feel free to let me know where you're from. Don't sit your bougie ass in the comments acting like you can't engage on my content, okay? And without further ado, let's get right into How You Know the N-Word is Coming.
It's nice to be back here down in the South, man. I had a real weird experience last time I came down here. I was in Nashville, right? Sort of an awkward social situation, right? I'm sitting at this bar. There's this white dude sitting like 2 stools away. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. And that Terrell Owens story was in like sports news. So I try to make conversation. I'm like, man, look at this guy. This guy just signed a $40 million contract. He's already bitching, man. How much money do you need to make? And the dude looks at me. He's like, you know what I say? And then he looked over his shoulder, which I now know is the telltale sign that the N-word is coming, and it's coming hard. Oh, yeah, it's not going to be pronounced with the A. It's going to be with the R. And he hit the R. He, like, stuck the landing. It was like a dismount. Clan members high-fiving in the background, like doing the wave.
Quick question, y'all. This is for my white people. Have you ever been in an environment and somebody assumed that you was a part of the racist gang? And they just started, throwing out racist terms to you. I've been around, as a black man, I've been around a lot of different cultures that done that. You know what I mean? And I'm uncomfortable because it's like, why do I got to be racist because you racist? So tell me some stories about that in the comments. I think that'd be pretty funny.
Just out of nowhere. So now, immediately, I'm looking over my shoulder like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? I'm waiting for, like, this hail of black fists to come raining down on top of me. I hate when people do stuff like that. That dude made me part of like a potential ass-kicking that I had nothing to do with. You don't do shit like that. He just had that word, hot potato, just threw it in my lap. Trying to pass it down to the next white dude.
Hey, yo, like, do white people fear the N-word? I mean, you should. But is that really, like, in your mind? Like, do you have this code that goes on, like, yo, I hope I'm not around a person that uses the N-word, bro. Just, yo, for real.
I hate when people do that, man. You know, it's like, dude, feel me out first. Ask some questions. Do you like to fish? Have you ever fucked your sister, right?
Oh, man.
I start rattling off answers, then you go old school. You give me a pamphlet, you tell me about your militia. You just dive into it. That dude was one of the angriest people I ever met. I should have known that word was coming, because he was just watching Terrell, right? Anytime I would bring up, look at man, that guy's talking trash, he would just like flip out. He won't shut up! You know those people get like so mad they're not even looking at you? Their eyes are up, you just shut up and play the game! You know what's funny? I don't even like Terrell, but now I love the guy. Because every time I see him talking trash, I know this idiot in Nashville is just losing his mind, like kicking over his kitchen TV. Shut the fuck up! I like violence, man. I am. Not like when it happens to me or if I see it live. I like watching it on TV, you know?
Me too.
Watching people, get attacked by animals. Just get blasted in the face or something, you know? Like, I'm a huge sports fan. You know my favorite, like, moment of, like, the last year was in sports? That Detroit Piston, Indiana Pacer bench clearing brawl. Wasn't that great?
That was crazy.
That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. I was so confused when I watched ESPN that day. They were like, that was absolutely disgraceful. Basketball fans, they just must be... I'm sitting there looking like, I'm a basketball fan. I loved it. I thoroughly enjoyed watching out-of-shape civilians get the shit kicked out of them by professional athletes. It was fascinating. And I think as sports fans, we kind of had it coming, right? Because how many times you gone to a game, right? You got a little too drunk, you started screaming at some dude on the field who could clearly kick the shit out of you, right? If you saw him in the parking lot, you'd be like, hey, can you sign my stamp collection? I think you're awesome. You get in the game, you're all drunk, you're like, you suck, buddy! You're a piece of shit! And they're always calling him up, come on up here! No, come on up here! Well, they came up there. They did, and they kicked the shit out of everybody. It was great.
Yo, when that fight, yo, y'all gotta definitely give me backstory of what you was doing when that happened, bro. Because I remember watching the game and seeing this occur and thinking that this was not even real. I thought it was a joke. And then watching it on ESPN the next day and watch them try to dumb it down was like crazy when you seen exactly what happened. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was a crazy day in sports.
It was like a cartoon. You're like beating up whole rows of people at once, like. I loved every second. I love how Ron Artest punched the wrong guy. Wasn't that great?
Yeah.
He taught that dude a valuable lesson in life.
Mind your
When
business.
shit goes down, you don't just stand there like you're watching a movie like, wow, it's coming right at me.
Right.
Must be in 3D or something. That was a 5'6", 110-pound white dude, had an angry 6'10" black dude running right at him. That had to have been in his top 3 nightmares all time.
Right.
Right behind getting his dick cut off and being lit on fire. And he just stood there. He's like trying to explain himself. Well, I still have the liquid in my cup, so there's no way I could have. He's an idiot.
Yo, this is what I like about Bill Burr, man. See, what I notice even with a lot of white comedians, let's just call it what it is. A lot of white comedians are scared to talk about race, and they do it. They do it in this way that's kind of like protected, and you know, it's just different. They just don't talk about it and just get raw and rugged. I like comedians that are not afraid to cross the line because you're not crossing the line and you're not intentionally disrespecting a whole community of people. You're actually making them laugh, and I think that's the key to it. I mean, if you're making people smile, that's the key. If people are getting offended because you're talking about things that everybody knows, I mean, then I think that you're doing the right thing. And I think that we need to praise these type of comedians, especially like Bill Burr, that are not afraid to draw the lines. Like, I can't stand when I watch a white comedian and, like, he want to say a black joke, but he's scared of what's going to happen. I don't think Bill Burr give a damn. And I think that's the mentality that comes from a real, like, comedy place. You know what I mean? He not coming from a fake-ass place trying to, like, be something that he's not. He's like, no, I am the white guy on stage. This is an all-black comedy show, and this is a great time to talk about black people and not feel that I got to double down and double back on what I say and give it an apology. So that's what I respect, and we need more comedians that are built like Bill Burr. Guys, I need suggestions, man. There's so much stuff from him that if you guys don't flood up these comments with suggestions, I will have a brain fart tomorrow. So make sure you guys drop some suggestions in the comments on what do you think I should go with next with Bill Burr. I have Bill Burr other stuff on this channel as well. Make sure you subscribe and hit the top bell. We're not at 1,000 subs yet. I mean, how am I going to get there without you guys? So subscribe up, hit the top bell, and I will see you guys on the next one.